Friends, to give your work a finished look, you need to sign it and give it a title. In this lesson, I will show you one of the options for architectural lettering. And you'll see how your work will take on a whole new character. It will gain a professional appearance. Hello, everyone. Now I'll show you how to make inscriptions on your works using architectural lettering. Of course, when we start placing our drawing or blueprint on the sheet, we should already be thinking about where the inscription will go. And leave a little more space there. If it turns out that you have more space left at the bottom, you can put the inscription there. That's also acceptable. Sometimes people write it on the side as well. But then, on all your sheets that will be part of our interior design, the inscriptions need to be placed in the same spot, either at the top, at the bottom, or on the side. Now let's see what we're going to do. First, we'll draw some guidelines within which we'll carefully write the letters on the board for our demonstration. Architectural lettering has its own specifics. The proportions of this font are beautifully elongated. You'll see in a moment. The number of such lines will depend on what you want to write. First, we'll write plan, since we're talking about a plan, and then we'll add a brief explanation. This is the plan, our current situation. So that's exactly what we'll write. Plan, current situation. In other words, this is what we can observe at the moment. We take either our apartment or a room, and we label all of this. Here, I'm drawing one line. Look, you see? There will be one line here, and a small gap. We together. We draw two lines a short distance apart. Ideally, of course, you should place them in the center of your object. That is, the center of our plan runs right here. This is roughly how you can indicate it. That's why the word plan, which is a short word, I'll write here in the center. Architectural lettering has its own specifics. The letters are narrow and tall, and the crossbars of the letters are also placed in a certain position, either high or low. Now together we'll take the height of our line and divide it into 4 parts. This is very easy to do. First, we'll divide it in half. And then we'll divide each half in half again. And right there, where we have the lower part, we draw another line. Try to make it as straight as possible, just like that. Now let's write the word itself, using the axis we drew in the center of our plan as a guide, like this. Let's write the word plan. And look, these letters will be thin. Look, this will be the letter P. First, we write it with a pencil. This is what the letter P will look like. The letter L. Right here, we round it off a little bit. Just like that. That gives us the letter L. The letter A. And look, the crossbar of the letter A will be placed right on the line, which marks 1/4 of our line. There we've already made use of it in the letter A. And now we write the letter N as well. And the crossbar of the letter N will also be placed on this line that divides our line into 4 parts. That's how we got the word plan. And now we'll write the phrase current situation. Of course, to make sure this word fits roughly in the middle of our sheet, we can first mark it out. For example, we'll write here at the bottom with a pencil. For instance, take a closer look. We're writing current situation together right now. I can already tell that the proportions of the letters by month are going to be very interesting. You'll see in a moment. Now we'll also divide the bottom line into 4 parts. First in half, and then each half in half again. We'll mark our bottom 4th section with a line along the entire row like this. This is for our future connectors. And now we write current situation together. The letters are thin, but there's a little secret here, guys. I'll show you now. We'll get to it in a moment. For now, we're writing all the letters narrow and tall. Now you understand how important it was for us to draw the lines at the beginning so that all our letters would be the same height. Guys, now look, we have the letter E, and you don't have to write it narrow and round. Just take a look. That's the beauty of this font. Some letters we write narrow and others round, and it turns out really interesting. Just watch what happens next. And later, you can even decide for yourself which of these letters to make round. For now, we're just sketching everything out with a pencil. And look, now I'm going to do the letter U, and of course here I'll make this part of the letter U round. And you see these round letters, for example, shouldn't be in a row. There should be only a few of them. The narrow letters dominate, and here and there, like little beads, you get these round letters in particular. This font is often used in architectural projects. Now I need to write the letter I, and I'll also take it and write it round. Such a time. This is the letter Ya. And you see how I use this line that divides our line into 4 parts. Okay, now we'll write another word, situation. And here's the last letter, mine will be round. So, we can make adjustments if needed as necessary. Just like that look, and if everything suits you, we can outline our letters. Of course, we won't use a very thick line. We'll probably take a medium one, medium thickness. Mine is number 05, and I start outlining. Of course, when we outline, we can also make corrections. Architectural lettering even allows for this. It's a certain aesthetic when some details extend beyond the boundaries of the letter. Look, see? Like this. And when your inscription dries a little, you can gently erase the pencil. So we've got a beautiful inscription, and next time when you place your drawing, blueprint, or sketch on the sheet, leave space for the inscription. And you decide for yourself where it will be. At the top, at the bottom, or on the side. And on every sheet of your future project, it should already be placed in the same spot.